Sup infected, how's it going? My name is Apocalypticnick and welcome back to another fabulous video on the channel. So, I wanted to talk to you guys today, and I wanted to talk about a story that happened a year ago. And I was gonna think of making a video on it, but I never did, and now I'm here, and I decided, let's make a video on it, because why the heck not? This is about the story where I got stuck in a Boston garage. So, you're probably wondering how I got stuck in the Boston garage, like, what happened, how did this occur? So, long story short, let me explain why I was in a Boston garage and why I got stuck in it. So, I was going to an event, that year, of the year of 2018, to an event called Pax East. And I was super excited to go because it was my first PaX East convention ever. Disclaimer real quick before we get into the bigger part of the story, I actually still have that footage on there and I'm debating if I should still upload it or not. I know it's a year old and it's about 2018's PAX, which has already been covered, which has already been discussed, but maybe you guys want to see my journey on it. However, the audio is a little iffy. I went to PaX East, and me and my brother went, and we went down there to have some fun. Our main goal was to see Markiplier and Jack. Well, I went that Thursday, and my brother said, oh, Markiplier's coming this year. I was like, really? He's like, okay, cool. We'll try to make his panel, and we'll try to, like, head down and have some fun. We missed his panel completely, and didn't even know where it was. And despite the fact that we could have asked people, a lot of guards there seemed a little grumpy. So we were like, alright, you know what, we'll figure things out on our own, and we'll get down to it. All you gotta do is follow his Twitter, right? And it should be like, he should, you know, maybe we'll find something there. But it's funny, when I followed his Twitter, actually, every part me and my brother were at, we left like 10 minutes later, and Mark was there. And I was like, no, I missed him. Are you joking? I was like, that's fine. So me and my brother, we went through the convention. We spoke to the Meatly, who did Bendy and Link Machine. We did, you know, we spoke to the guys who created the game Dusk, that first-person shooter game that was really fast-paced. We spoke to a lot of cool people. We did speak to some small YouTubers and stuff, and it was really cool, like, getting to know about, like, why they did YouTube and, like, what do they love most about filming. That was super fun. And we were trying to look for Swagger, because I heard Swagger was there too, but we missed him as well. Like, we were just not good at finding anybody. But after, like, we were experiencing the con and doing all this fun stuff, we only could stay there for that one day. We couldn't get tickets for the rest of the, or I couldn't rather. My brother managed to go every other day. I didn't because I had like some stuff I had things to do with my job, and I couldn't dedicate any more time to the convention, unfortunately. There's a big detail I forgot to leave out. This was during March, and I understand March can somewhat be warm in other parts of the states of the U.S., but for Boston, it's still pretty cold in March. In fact, it was still 30 degrees. So it was very cold during this time. So yeah, it wasn't warm at all. And we were very cold the entire time waiting in and when we got out of the convention. When we got back, me and my brother went into the parking garage where we needed to go. Me and my brother go into the car, and this is the first thing we hear as he puts the keys in the ignition and tries to turn the car on. My brother looks at me and immediately says, well, the car won't start. We're going to need some help. So I look at him and I'm like, what do you mean the car won't start? He's like, I'm putting in the keys, dude, and it's not starting up. And I don't want to kill my battery and cause a bigger issue here. I'm thinking, crap, it must be so cold that the car won't start up. And I was like, uh-oh. We got to figure out what to do. And he's like, okay, try to go downstairs and see if they at the security desk and see if they have a jumper car. So I go in there and I ask the guy, like, hey man, sorry about the inconvenience. I really am sorry. We kind of broke down like 2 flights up, and do you have any like jumper cables or something we can hook up to the car? Yeah, I got one of those generators right here. My eyes brighten with joy. I'm like, you know, and he's like, but it doesn't work, man. Like, we need to get a new one for the company. Oh, okay. I head back upstairs to the second level where my brother's on. I'm like, hey, bro, He doesn't have a generator that works. We need to call, like, the towing company. Please tell me you have AAA. He stares at me and he's like, I ain't got AAA. Great. You know? So now we're stuck in this lot. We have to think of how we're gonna get out of here. I tried asking some people if they would help us out. Everyone was avoiding me. Like, no joke. I would, like, politely say, excuse me, hey, I'm really sorry to bother you people, but, I have a car. We have a car that's kind of broken down. We didn't know if you guys could help us out. Do you have any jumper cables or something? And everyone's like, no, we don't have jumper cables. And they were, like, all scared of me. Like, I was like, oh, I forgot. Boston can be scary. And also, a lot of people in Boston are tourists. And they don't know if I'm going to possibly jump them or something. And I understood very quickly that no one was going to help me. So I was like, I forgot. So I ended up going with my brother. Said, okay, we can't ask the public for help. Everyone wants to just go home or is too kind of nervous. They don't know our situation. I don't think they want to come to our car. And he's like, I understand that. He's like, all right. So what can we do? He's like, let's call a towing company and see which one can actually get a truck. So we call a towing company up. This is what I get.
Hello?
Yes, hello. We have a car that's kind of broken down right now, and, we're in this parking garage up in Boston. I was wondering if you could send a truck down to give us some jumper cables to help us out with the car.
We don't have any trucks that are available to get inside. We're gonna have to send a smaller truck in. It's gonna take about 40 minutes before we can get to you. Is that alright?
Yeah, that's alright, I guess. I mean, we'll be here.
Alright, thank you, sir. Thank you for your patience so much.
So 40 minutes. 40 minutes is what we had to wait into this lot. And we're freezing. Keep in mind, my brother's car is not working. We can't turn the car on. And my brother and me are freezing. Well, luckily, me and my brother have prepared for things like this. Not that this happens a lot. We just always kind of keep emergency, like, kits in our cars. So I was like, oh, Ted, you got that wool blanket? So we pull out this huge, thick wool blanket and push it over us. And we just, like, snuggle up in this wool blanket just to stay warm for the 40 minutes before this guy's gonna get here. And we just watched, like, funny videos on our phone the entire time. That's all we really could do, huh? Guy pulls up, he comes out, and he looks at us. You guys the two guys that need help? And I'm like, yeah, that's us. And he goes, alright, let's hook her up, let's go. No, he pulls up, hooks the cables on, and my brother's all excited, I'm all excited, we're thinking finally we can get out of here, because we just waited over like an hour and a half now, and we're just doing it. You know, the entire time, like, the car's not working, and, still, and we're getting nervous, like, hey, it's not starting, he's like, try it again! And the entire time, we're just like, oh no. So finally, the guy looks at us, and we tried, like, 4 or 5 times, nothing was working, and he's like, dude, I think your battery is dead, and I'm like, ah, crap. Or can you get someone down here to tow us, because he just had this, like, pickup truck, it wasn't a truck that could help tow us. And he's like, no, we can't get any of our trucks through here. You're going to have to find a really smaller truck. And I was like, damn. I was like, so you have no trucks available? He's like, I don't. I'm sorry, dude. But best of luck to you, friends. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you, though. So my last thing is to call my parents. And that's the last thing I can think of doing. So I call up, pull out my phone. Hello? Hey, Mom, it's Nick. We have a bit of a problem out here. I was wondering if you could help us out with something. What's the problem? Well, we were on our way back home about 2 hours ago, and we aren't here because there's an issue with the car. What happened to the car, Nick? It won't start up. And we did call a towing company, and we tried to get it jump-started with some jumper cables, but that's not working, and we need someone to tow the car. Okay, I'll be there. Thanks, Mom! And that's essentially what happened. Our mother had to come up, drive all the way up to Boston. We live right outside the city anyway. It's nothing like that big of a deal. But when you're trying to drive into Boston, you can be waiting in gridlock for 4 to 5 hours. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. It's not even a joke. Like, you can wait 4 hours in that traffic. But luckily, by the time we called, it was like close to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So we knew like the worst, you know, they'd be in is like some traffic, and it's not going to be gridlock because you don't get gridlock that bad that late at night. So they drove up, and they were here relatively quick. We waited like maybe like 50 minutes, and they were up here. and they picked us up. We got my brother's car towed, and we rode back. And I'm just thinking of how awesome that PAX East event was, and how crazy it was. When I was on my phone surfing on the way back, I got to see Mark's panel on YouTube that I missed. So, in the end, everything worked out for us. And that was a fun little thing to do with me and my family. Thank you guys so much for watching that little story. I know there's nothing too crazy in it, but I thought it'd be a funny little story to talk about. Because, you know, it's always interesting to think that you're gonna have a fun adventure and then you're stuck in your car for like 3 hours in the 30-degree weather up in a Boston garage. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you all in my next video. See you guys.
So, we're still here, had a bit of car trouble, but, you know, Boston looks beautiful at night. Seriously, guys, take a look at this. I just realized I was recording vertically, and that was just a sin, and I can't do that. Look how beautiful that all is. So, like I said, Boston skyline, and we're gonna move. There, right over, right there, is the convention center. It's right there, right under the palm of my hand. My phone can't do it. There's some people inside it. You can see from this distance, people are still in the convention center walking around having a good time, because it does not close till 12 o'clock right there. But I'm sure all the YouTubers like Mark, Jack, heck, even Mr. A Honda, they're all gone. They're not there anymore. Everyone else is shopping and having a good time while everyone else is chillaxing at the hotels. But yeah, so that's it. So guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching, liking. I'll see you all later.